The other day yesterday I put a video up, seeing if anybody wanted to go live on here discussing some of the things going on in Otter Creek, but no such takers, so for right now, I'll just keep them as closed videos like what I've been doing mostly. So I've had a few comments on there, but I don't know if any of them were really from Otter Creek or not. Some of the comments had to be from people that are not from there. I know I'd ask about the water situation, and most of them didn't have any more information than I did on it, so I'm assuming they're not from there. And I really don't know that much about it. That, you know, in this day and age, it's hard for me to believe that water can't be, at least drinking water can't be fixed. And, you know, even looking up, I mean, I can buy equipment, take salt water, and make good drinking water out of it. It's just, how much do I want to pay for it? One of the comments was that they were under the impression that this new water line that might go through, which is still be in the proposal stage, is probably what they're waiting for. But they've been waiting for that a long time. I mean, come on. You can wait till you know what freezes over. That may never happen. But I know they'd had a grant so that they could put in whatever was necessary to make their water good. And it didn't happen. And I don't know the specifics on it or what it was supposed to take or operational costs. None of that. And I've worked with systems before, and I actually put in treatment plants and you know, for sewage treatment and water treatment plants over the years of construction. And I'm not completely naive about that kind of thing. I just I don't know specifically what chemicals you may be running into right there. I know when I was in Louisiana, we had chemicals that were deep in the ground from the different plants that have lined the Gulf Coast. And it gets embedded to the point where it's pretty hard to get out. And even filters can't quite do the job like you'd want it to. And I don't know how much luck you have with RO systems. I know if you put an RO system in, you can't have copper pipes on the other side of it because it'll eat the copper out. So, although most systems today are polyurethane or polyethylene type products, so it would be a little different today on most plumbing systems that are put in house, modern size. I don't know what the answer is out there. I was just asking. It was an honest answer. But, you know, and I don't know if the people out there, how many of them actually have internet or how many even try to track what's going on from the outsiders, which 90-some% plus of the people that discuss Otter Creek have never been there, never seen it, never touched the ground, may not even personally know somebody there. So I can understand where they're not interested in outsiders' views, but outsiders can help when it gets to a point where if it's bureaucracy that's stopping you, legal action if it's stopping you, sometimes funding that comes from the outside can help those that are there already. Other than that, I don't know what to do. I thought about doing a pretend interview like I've done before in the past, and Darwin Goodson does a good job on it when he does his interviews, if you've noticed. And sometimes you can have a little fun with it. You can put a little comedy in there. And sometimes you can have some realism in it too, because most time when you do something like that, it's based on real life in certain aspects of it. And you can get away with a few things. You just have to be careful how closely it resembles real life. If people recognize themselves when the shoe fits too tight and they start going, ouch, 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 copy strike, copyright. But anyway, all you can do is give it a try and throw it out there, right? I noticed that some of the people try to come in with comments that have nothing to do with what was on the vid at the time. They just happen to know that they like to come in and harass to a certain extent. And what I get is a lot of comments, well, who's harassing who or whatever. We all know the real answer, but we also know that they're not allowed to say anything, the one side isn't, because of the protection order. So when you come in and say the other side is doing the harassing, that's not true. John and Michelle, for the most part lately, have kept a lid on it, and it's not by choice. And sometimes when you weaponize a PO, it becomes almost unbearable for the person that is having to watch their P's and Q's. They can't go anywhere. It really was overwhelming, and I don't think it was thought out enough to the reality of what was going on there in Otter Creek, quite frankly. If you make a person a prisoner of their own yard, then you've overstepped the law. That's my opinion. The idea is to make things right, not make it impossible. And anybody with any kind of sense, if they look at it closely, they'll see that I'm right about the way I'm talking about it. So I thought, oh, what the heck? How about if we put somebody on there and test personalities, and then we can see who closely resembles or maybe not. Who knows? Maybe it's just a joke on all of us. What do you think? Well, I'll give it a try. Okay, we'll keep it short and sweet. But for all purpose, let's try it this way. I think I'll interview somebody. We're going to call him Dirty Dan. And no, I didn't name it after anybody out there. Nobody I know of this named Dan, okay? But maybe he came from a small town way out in the boonies. And we'll just see what his take is on things. A little background on Dirty Dan. He probably has quite a little bit of money in his pocket. You know, he's got enough change to make it jingle when he walks. And he loves to pick. Loved by some, hated by others. Just a typical person out there, I guess. I just kind of make it up as we go. How's that? And we'll see if it tickles your interest at all. And we're going to pretend like he's over there somewhere. And I'll turn a little bit so I can face this non-existent interviewee that we're going to call Dirty Dan. So, Mr. Dan, I've got a few questions for you. You live out in the boonies, and somebody said that the reason you live there is so you can control things. Is that true? Oh, you have everything under control now. Okay, well, I guess the suspicions are true. Is that what you'd say? Oh, you're not going to say that. What did you want to say, or do you want to say anything? Oh, you don't want to say anything? You're going to listen to see what I have to say. Oh, okay. What does that mean? You really can't think without being prodded? Oh, okay, you didn't say that. Well, I know you didn't say anything, so I'm just asking. Oh, you have your way to do things. Okay. So you're going to allow me to talk, and then if you don't like it, what'd you say you were going to do? Sue me? I'm just an investigator. And I try to report on both sides of the fence. No, I'm not a fence rider. No. Well, look, Dan, we all know that you've made a few enemies since you moved into that small town out there in the boonies. And do you have any reason why? Mm-hmm. Oh, I see. The good people like you. Okay. What people aren't the good people? Oh, the ones that don't like you, that don't agree with you. Uh-huh. Well, what seems the biggest problem? What about the ones that don't like you? How do you know they don't like you? Uh-huh. I see. Well, they don't like you to take pictures of them. Well, the ones that like you, what do they think? You're not going to discuss that. Okay. Well, what do you want to discuss? The people that don't like you. Oh, all right. Well, that's going to be a pretty big subject. Well, okay, I understand. Look, I didn't take account. But by your own estimate, one day you said there was like 90-10 in a town of 100. 10 liked you, 90 were on the other side of the fence. Oh, I brought it. Okay. Listen, I didn't mean to upset you by bringing up that fence. Okay. I understand it really bothered you, and it's been your subject for a while. Is there a reason? Uh-huh. Oh, it shouldn't have been there? It's in the way of a telephone pole? A what? How could it be in the way? If the telephone pole was already there, how could the fence be in the way? Oh, for maintenance. Oh, okay. Now I got you. What kind of maintenance do they do on that telephone pole? Oh, just in case they might need to. Well, what would they do if they needed to? Oh, tear the fence down. Okay. Well, I guess I could understand that. Yeah. You're saying it's illegal. What makes it illegal? You just know it is because there's no permits or anything. Well, wasn't there a fence there before? There was, huh? Oh, it was a bad fence. What kind was it? It was dangerous. Why was it dangerous? Oh, because it had metal pieces in it that could fly all over and hurt somebody. Okay, so if this fence is wood and the metal fence is gone, isn't that not a better situation? Oh, you don't want to talk about that. Okay. Listen, I understand. If it's better than it was, I just don't understand what your issue is. Oh, you can't you have to hold your camera up and your arm gets tired. Okay. Hey, listen, get you a longer stick for your camera. That works. They tell me that works great. Well, it doesn't work when you're in a truck. The wind knocks it around. Oh, well, can't you get this roof mount thing that you can put on there where you can just clip it in? Oh, you're not going to spend any more money on it than you have to. You've already spent over $250,000 on this to take pictures over a fence? Oh, okay. Well, look, I don't have the whole story. I understand you've got a lot of money in it. How much money did you make over the last year? Well, it's none of my business. Well, I did look at some of the background there, and it looked like there was over $1 million intake at the least. So, do you normally make more than that? Oh, that's not okay. All right. Have you ever made more than that? You have no money? Is that why you ask so much from everybody else? Oh. You like money. So you can give it away? So when you get money, you give it away. Well, how did you buy these homes that you own? I mean, you got one there, and you have one up north somewhere. If you have no money, I'm a little confused about how you bought them. People gave you the money. I see. And why does it take 2 homes to do it? Oh, I see. You do business in 2 places. And it makes it a lot easier to do business. It's more economical for you. I see. Well, let me tell you, I remember Mr. Dan at the last time I interviewed you, I would talk a little bit about the people that lived in the 2 places around there. Now, do you have the same problem up north that you have down here. Oh, you don't have the same problem. Yes, I remember you discussed it on one of your live shows. Uh-huh. You were pretty upset after that. Oh, you don't want to discuss it. Well, just what was it that upset you? Oh, somebody called you out because you had mentioned how much better you think the people in the north are than the south. Matter of fact, you called out the ones up there were 6 times bigger heart than the ones that were down there in that little town that you live in. Okay, so were you mad because they called you out, or are you mad because you said it? Well, that's okay. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset you. I understand. If you don't want to tell me what the reason is, we'll just have to live with what you said. Do you want us to take you? Oh, you don't want us to take it anyway. I got you. Well, somebody said that you were kind of litigious. Is that true? No, that's not a big word. Yeah, it means, do you like to take people to court? Do you sue them? Or you threaten them? Okay. And tell me, do you have pretty good luck in the courts? Well, you do. What kind of luck do you have? Oh, you break them. I see. Well, what does that do to you? Nothing? Well, why doesn't it? People help you pay for it. They do. How do you do that? Well, I didn't realize that you could take GoFunds and do that. Well, sometimes you send it directly to the lawyer, huh? You know, that's a pretty good idea. Do you have to share that in any way? No? Can you advertise that on any avenue? Yes? Oh, why? I didn't realize that. So if you advertise, let's say on this thing, YouTube, you don't have to split that with the people that own YouTube in any way? When it's a direct payment, it's not a big deal. I see. Are there any rules that pertain to that at all? Not that you're aware of. Okay. Did you want to share anything else with me? You don't share? Okay. Especially with me? Okay. All right. Listen, I understand completely. I'm not exactly your best friend, am I? No. Why is that? Because I don't speak the same language you do. What kind of language is that? It's none of my business. Okay, well, would you prefer a different language? I mean, do you sprechen Sie Deutsch? Spanish? Espanol? Oh, you preach. Ah. So you speak Latin. Not in so many words. Okay. Okay. I just wondered. You know, I just wasn't too sure. You seem like a learned person. Oh, you know more than anybody else that learned. And that's correct English, right? Yeah, okay. Oh, my. Where did you learn all this? What was that? Seminole school? Seminary. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, somebody said that you had some issues. You don't have issues. Well, what causes you to be litigious? Oh, you told me already that you don't want to listen to that kind of stuff. Okay. Well, what causes you to sue people? Is that better? Only the bad people. Okay. Well, what makes them bad? They don't like you and they don't do what you say. Huh. I can understand that a little bit, but that makes you the most people bad, because not everybody's going to like you, and not everybody's going to do things your way. Oh, if you're there long enough, they will. Have you got an example? Oh, you do? What is that example? A place called Otter Creek. And just what did you do there in this little town? You flipped the console. You literally flipped the console. Okay. You didn't do it all by yourself. Okay. Did you have help? You did. What kind of help? Uh-huh. Snowbirds, you say? They helped. Okay. Are you a snowbird? Not really. You're not a snowbird because you own property there. Okay. So what is a snowbird? If I don't know, it don't matter. Okay. Well, I just wondered. I don't know what the laws are. You're talking about flipping a console, so I guess I'm thinking, is that because it's a voting issue, or just how do you do that? Or is it just strictly influence on the locals? Well, see here. Well, I'm a little confused. Oh, you agree with that? Okay. All right. Here's the thing. If 90% of the people don't like you, for whatever reason, they're dealing in these illicit prescriptions of some kind or medications, but whatever. Yeah, I know. You said they're rugs. Okay. Okay, just for you, so you understand. Okay. Illicit medications are rugs, according to you, on your language. I don't speak that language, but listen, let me tell you, I'll do my very best to learn as we go. How's that? Okay. So, the pew-pew is something like a bang stick. Okay, I thought a pew-pew was what you set on in church, or what happens if you sit there and let air out. Okay, yeah, I am an old fart. Yeah, I understand. I'm sorry about that. Listen, I don't want to be contrary to what you're saying, but it seems like you turn things around for some reason. You're good at turning things around. Yeah, you make bad things into good things. And how do you do that? Mountains out of molehills. Was that a joke? That wasn't a joke. Okay, yeah, I got you. That was truth. Oh, okay. Listen, I don't know if I can do that too well. I'm not quite practiced at that. I just tell the truth up front, and then I don't have to worry about going back and explaining it. You don't explain anything. You are above that. I see. So I guess we've reached about all I can have a conversation with, because I can see right now I'm not going to be able to. We're not going to be able to agree on much, are we? Oh, we agree on that. Okay. Listen, it's been fun having you on here, Dirty Dan. Do you care to explain how you got your name? No, you don't. You didn't choose it. Does that? Okay. You want me to shut up? Somebody told me that you're pretty good about telling other people to shut up. Okay. All right. I understand. You want me to just not say a word. Well, how are we going to? We're not going to talk anymore. That's what you're saying? Okay. Have it your way. I can't. The conversation is mostly one-sided, and I understand. So, all right. Well, you heard it out there. Dirty Dan didn't want to have a whole lot to say, but does say a lot when he's on there all by himself. He's quite a jokester, and there's a lot of things he is, things that I probably will never be. Thank Lord. Oh man! Hey, listen, I hope you all have a good weekend. And this is a tongue-in-cheek little deal that I put on today. And hopefully it doesn't upset you too bad. Don't let your blood pressure rise. I just was having some fun. It's Saturday, the sun's shining, my pup is out there playing. I've got the door to the garage open, the sun's shining right inside here. Look at that. Yeah. Comes right inside my garage. It's warming things up, believe it or not. And what more can a guy ask for, right? But, and it's been cold. Ooh-wee. And if you're listening down there in Otter Creek, don't take this personal. Sometimes a tornado comes down and tears things apart, but when it's gone, you can rebuild it. That's not tongue-in-cheek. That's a honest to God's truth. It's you can rebuild when all the problems walk away or run away or whatever they're going to do. I know you've had your share of problems down there, and I know you've had some problems with drinking water and stuff like that. And I hope that issue gets taken care of because, you know, at one time all the water here in the United States was pretty good. And it's by our own means sometimes that we destroy things. And we can't always get them fixed right, and sometimes we can't find people to fix them. But maybe the good Lord will find some time or a way to get things going better for you. It'd be my wish, and I'll sure pray for it. Hope you had a little bit of fun listening to me today. And if you'd like to listen to different interviews, all you got to do is there's a comment section down there. Go ahead and hit it. And there's a thumbs up or a thumbs down. You know, people love to hit both. I haven't looked at it in a while, but it used to be I did pretty good. But for some reason, ever since I started talking about Otter Creek, I got a lot of those thumbs in the right direction, the wrong direction rather. And people sure like to get after you, call you names and stuff like that. And when I looked there, very few of them having on their channel. I had one that I responded to 4 or 5 times on yesterday's comment section, and I went to their section, and the whole channel was cut and paste. It spotlighted works from everybody else, but not one thing was theirs. And I looked at that and I said, "How can that be?" I mean, don't make sense. Now, some of us do go out there and we put something like this out here, and it's not always easy. And when you get on there and you try to fill up 15, 20 minutes on here without putting your foot in your mouth too bad or stuttering, it can be hard. I see my pup just come in to see what I'm up to. Must be time for me to get off from here. He gets upset if I don't acknowledge his existence around here. He's kind of spoiled that way. Yeah, by the way, the person that has an avalanche like this that was thinking about getting another one, I would really, if I could find a good one, I think I would buy it. This one here, it's a Cadillac Escalade EXT. It is a pickup. It is modeled after the Avalanche. And for me, I'd rather have the Avalanche. It's a little smaller, a little lighter. And for me, it would be easier to drive. Having something this big, I guess, is okay. But the Avalanche, I could fit in my other garage. This one won't go through the door because of the height. So the other thing is, it's expensive to keep up with. And the Avalanche has everything on it that this one does if you order it that way. I'd be way ahead by getting it. And I don't know if the mileage is a whole lot difference on gas or not. When this one's hitting right, it gets around 16, 17 miles per gallon on an average. And right now, until everything clicks in, I just got through using my scanner on it, going through, and because of the battery problem I had, it takes a while for it to learn my driving habits. The mileage should pick up again. Right now, I took it, I drove it about 40 miles, and it only come up to 12.6 miles per gallon, which is way below what I normally get. So it's going to take some driving to get it all back to working right, or else maybe while it was setting, because it's set. Well, believe it or not, last year, as of I think the 7th of January of this year, 1 year's time, I've drove it just over 3,000 miles. So that's not hardly anything anymore in this day and age. I'm just going to have to pick it up a little bit, start driving it a little more, see if I can't bump that mileage up. And if you see me with a different one, it'll either be an Avalanche, or I've been thinking about getting an older pickup with modern suspension in it, one that's been completely redone with a smaller V8 that doesn't have all the modules and stuff on it, but air conditioning. And it'd be nice if it had power windows and air conditioning and power steering. And if it has a few things like that, I'd gladly do it. I don't trust the newer cars. They break down too easy. And I don't like the plastic that's in there. I don't like it at all. It don't work for me. Maybe it does for other people, but I'd be happy with an old 1950 Chevrolet that was in good condition as long as I could get a air conditioner on it. So, and I prefer power steering, and I don't know if they had it before that early. Let's put it that way. So I guess maybe a '54 Chevy with power steering and air conditioning, that might work, and with that little low 235 6-cylinder, that'd be fine too. Or if somebody modified it and put a 283 or 265 V8, one of the first V8s they put in Chevy, that'd be all right with me too. So there you go. I'll probably out there looking for a while. This coming summer, I'll look a little harder at some of these car shows. I loved going to car shows. So, talk to you all later. If you have a subject you want to talk about, put it down there in my comments. We'll see what we can do next time around. And if it's something I have to research, it might take a while to get to it, but so be it. Hope you enjoyed today. Talk to you later. Tongue in cheek, as John would say, ta-ta.